Hello, Super Pro Hero Squad. This is Osama Mai. So let's go for Chapter 10. Inko Midoriya, me, Tony Toshirai, Mirai Shield. Fooey, I hate this. Inko Midoriya, me, and Tony Toshirai, Mirai Shield. For the first time. Inko Midoriya's Provo. Me and Zuko were heading to the House of All Might. David and Tsunaya. That they lived with their kids. We got on the train and I did not ask how Izuku knew how he found where they lived. He went to me and smiled and went to the part of the train to text someone and he got a text back and he smiled. I smiled as well. When the train stopped, we got off. We headed to the prayer place and I was shocked that it was a UA High School. Izuka smiled and grabbed my hand, and we walked into the front entrance and headed the other way from the school. And then I saw this nice house, and it had gates so people don't come into the building. And Izuka opened it. And he smiled, and we walked in, and I smiled and saw that the house was huge, and it could fit a whole family. I smiled because he knew the place more than me. I headed to my son, and he walked to the front door, and I smiled. He rang the doorbell, and the man I could think David answered the door. Hello, I'm David, and you must be Inako and Izuku Midoriya. Please come in, he said. Yes, that is me, I spoke. He smiled and moved for me and Izuku to walk into the house. We walked into the living room to see the other family members. Hello, I'm Melissa Toshinari Mirai Shield, and this is my dad Toshinari Yagi, she spoke. I'm All Might, but you can call me Toshinari Yagi. I am the father of Melissa and Tony, boyfriend of David and Shania, he spoke. Oh, that is so nice, Yagi, I spoke. So where is Tony? Asked my son. He's at the rink, I saw, mate. Oh, said Zuko, running into the ice rink. Do you want to go as well, Miss Midoriya? Asked Melissa. Yes, please, I spoke. We went to the ice rink to hear music and saw Zuko smiling on the seats and this boy skating on the ice. He was a professional at it, and how he did not do tricks when he was injured and was very different from just resting. And it looked like old woman was sitting on as well, keeping a good eye on him. When the music ends, he did a pose, and he looked at her, and she smiled and spoke. Well, you can skate when you are heavily injured, my grandson. And that was a shock to me, said the old woman. Thank you, Grandma, he spoke. Hey, Izuku, do you want to skate with me again? He asked my son. Izuku smiled and got the skates that showed up for him, and he started to skate to him and hopped him on the ice. Then he picked a song, and they started to skate, and it was beautiful, and how he showed Izuku the moves, and he smiled, and it started to make me smile. I was watching it. And when it was done, they got off the ice, and then he helped my son get the skates off, and got his own skates off. They got their shoes on, and he smiled, and Izuku brought him to me. Mom, this is Tony. Toshinori Mirai Shield. He is the one you watched on the news, he spoke. Hello, Miss Midoriya, said Tony. I smiled, and we went to the main room. And someone was cooking, and asked if we wanted to stay for supper, and we smiled and said yes. We sat on the couch and they were watching those figure skate competitions, and it was Tony on the screen. He smiled and rubbed his head, remembering those days. I smiled. He was a good guy for Izuku and I. He smiled and laughed when Melissa said we were funny when you got gold that one time. He smiled and laughed, saying he was shocked he got gold. He then asked when is supper, and they laughed and said soon. He got back to watching with us. I smiled and looked at the screen. He smiled and read the comments people posted for his game. He smiled and went to get a drink. He came back and kept watching. Then it was time for supper, and everyone went to the dining room. He laughed, saying he in the living room. They smiled and said it was fine. He went to and the food came to us and he got his food and Melissa wanted to talk to Zuko. So you skated with Tony again, she said. Yeah, I did. It was fun, said Zuko. He enjoyed it as well, she spoke. I figured that out when he was smiling, said Zuko. So where do you go to school, Melissa? I spoke. I go to a normal high school, said she spoke. I don't have a quirk, she said. I spoke. Yeah, she said. So does Tony always do hero work? I asked. Yes, he does, said David. That's nice, I spoke. It is, said Dynamite. When we were done with supper, it was time for me and Azu to go. So we went to the main room, and Azu hugged Tony until he hugged back, and smiled and said their goodbyes. I waited and we headed home. It was nice to meet with the pro hero Angel.